Why teaching? As opposed
Why teaching? Teaching was the only thing that I could find, and believe me, I tried a number of different things. I had I thought a reasonably successful bookstore in Truckee, California. Just after I retired from coaching, because I had coached for about 2 years with the Portland Trail Blazers before I actually got out of basketball entirely, and moved with my family at that time, my ex-wife and my 3 darling little children, to Truckee, California, up in the mountains in the ski area, and opened a little bookstore, and it was quite a successful bookstore, but it really didn't make any money. In those days, and we're talking about 1976, there wasn't enough population to make a bookstore work. So after about 4 years, I got out of the book business and floundered around trying to find something that I really liked. And I started teaching. By that time, I had my Master's of Fine Arts degree from the University of Iowa Writers Workshop, and I had already started writing poetry. And so I started doing poetry in the schools, going into schools and teaching classes for a week in poetry. And I found that I liked the atmosphere. I liked the kids. I particularly liked the high school level. And I had, maybe I was meant to be a teacher, because during the time I was playing basketball, for some reason, I managed to take classes in the summer. So I already had about, maybe 16, 18 units in education. So it didn't take me very long to get a teaching credential. Once I finally decided I wasn't going to go into teaching and get out of the book business. And I went into high school because I felt more compatible with that high school level, and still do. I miss those kids desperately. I don't miss their essays, by God, but I do miss their little faces and their intelligence. And so I wound up teaching for 23 years in high school, and then I taught at college for another 2 or 3 years. And sometimes I taught college and high school concurrently, and teaching evening classes at the community college level. And my school was Reno High School in Reno, Nevada. I still lived in Truckee. I would commute down every morning, and I just adored it. I thought it was just fabulous. But at some point, I was already 66 years old, and I knew that if I wanted to do some serious writing, which I wanted to do, I would have to retire. And my retirement was hastened by the fact that I got a terrible case of the shingles, and I knew that I was getting older, but that my immune system was down, and so I decided, well, what the heck with it. I was just going to retire that year, and I retired at the end of the 2005 school year, and shortly thereafter, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, so I had to go through a whole history of trying to figure out what to do with my health before I finally got back to doing what I wanted to do in retirement, which was writing.